Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon FireRed. In the last episode, which was seemingly an eternity ago, and it was, we got through Viridian City, through Viridian Forest, and we're in Pewter City. However, I've returned to Viridian City. That's because I wanted to do two things. The first is there was something I wasn't planning on showing in this LP because I didn't feel like doing it, but since my friends on Skype were like, why didn't you show that? I decided to go back and do it. The other reason is I wanted to level up my Pokemon a little bit because I was very under-leveled. So what I did was, I'll show you right now, I did some training, and I leveled New Hermes up to level 7, and here's New Hermes for you. New Hermes now knows Sand Attack. I also got Drago to level 13. That's important because Drago's learned Metal Claw, which you'll see is a very important move for our first gym. And Pikachu is still level 4 because I'm not really planning on using Pikachu at all in this Let's Play. So, what I wanted to show was that there is an optional battle with Gary Oak here. If you come to this road, Route 22, which you're not going to come back to for a long time, Gary says you're off to the Pokemon League. Now, this is the way you're going to go to get to the Pokemon League, but that's the last part of the game, this very end of the main story. So we're not going to be back for a long time. But so Gary sends out his Pidgey, and I'm going to start with my own Pidgey. Now, this battle's very easy, because the game is actually pretty nice to you with this battle, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. I'm going to bring in Drago here just to finish this off. The reason why I say the game is very nice to you in this battle is because you're gonna knock out his Pidgey fairly quickly. Pidgey's pretty underleveled, and it shouldn't be a problem. However, your rival starter, it could tend to give you a good amount of trouble if you were to have to face him with your starter, assuming his starter had a water move, or a fire move, or a grass move, depending on who you chose. However, the game takes mercy on you, and his Squirtle is only level 9, which means it doesn't have a water move. So I am just going to be able to use my superior level and wear it down fairly easily because all it can use is Tackle, and I can use Scratch, but I'm higher leveled, so I'm going to beat it. So this is the last time the game is going to have mercy on you, considering Gary. Gary's going to be a pretty tough trainer throughout the rest of the game, so you're going to definitely want to make sure you catch at least one Pokemon that can counter your rival starter, and no matter what type you chose and they chose, that Pokemon will not be easy to defeat for you if you don't plan ahead. But we defeated Gary, we picked up some money, and now we're gonna head back to Pewter now after defeating Gary, and I figured I should fill you guys in on why it's been so long since I brought parts 1 and 2 out back-to-back nights and then disappeared for about 2 weeks. The reason for that is the first week was spring break for me. We have a pretty early spring break, and the thing about that is I went away with a bunch of my friends, so I didn't have my laptop, so I wasn't able to record. And the second week, this past week, I had my hardest midterms, so I needed to get ready for those, prepare, because I kind of have put school off sometimes in the past. So even though I'm at a very good college, I kind of, my GPA is lackluster, so I need to turn that around before I apply for real world jobs, which is gonna suck, but I'll have to deal with it when the time comes. But so anyway, so that's me. Today's been rough. For those of you who don't know, I'm very big into sports, very big sports fan. And with the college basketball tournament today, the big upset of the day was the 15 seed Norfolk State out of the MAC, the MEAC, defeating number 2 seed Missouri. I had Missouri as my national champion in my money bracket pool. Basically, that means for a 2.5-week tournament, 3-week tournament, I am out on day 2. Is basically what that means. So, that sucks. That really sucks. I'll be honest, it's just, it's awful. But, what can you do, right? So I'm kind of bummed out about that. So, that's actually why I'm recording this right now, because I was planning on spending the rest of the night, out at the sports bar with my friends, watching the games. But I just, I couldn't take it. I was like, I don't want to watch all this basketball with all these people who were, like, so excited about their brackets and everything else when mine's already utterly and totally ruined. It was just not something I wanted to do. So anyways, we're just going to trek back through Viridian Forest quick. I mean, I've beaten all the trainers already, so I don't have to worry about that. And level 3 Caterpies aren't exactly a threat to a level 8 flying type. And I'm trying to level up the Pidgey a little bit, because that whole thing with first Hermes and second Hermes and that whole crap with the natures, which is still kind of annoying. My whole team is pretty underleveled, actually. I don't know why. It's weird, because this game, you shouldn't end up underleveled unless you skip a ton of trainers. And I haven't done that, and yet I'm kind of underleveled. I guess I haven't really fought enough wild Pokemon, but at the same time, I shouldn't be this underleveled. But it's not going to be a problem, because by the time I get to Brock, I should be okay. But I would feel a lot safer. I'd feel a lot safer if I was using a correct type, because using a fire type against a rock type gym leader is not exactly the optimal conditions, but at this point it's my only option, because I didn't take the options of A, either training a Butterfree and using Psychic type moves, in this case Confusion, or B, training a Mankey and using Low Kick. I didn't choose any of those options because I didn't feel like wasting experience on Pokemon I wasn't going to use for the rest of the game. That's another thing. I like to, I'm pretty sure I said in the first episode, I like to build a team gradually and just take Pokemon I know I'm going to be using throughout the rest of the game and add them in as I get them. Now, the reason why I do that is I don't want to waste trainer battle experience on Pokemon I know I'm not going to be using. The reason for this is trainer battles are worth far more experience points than wild Pokemon, so by far the best way to level is to fight trainers. Now, if you're using trainer battle experience on Pokemon as you're switching them in, out, adding new guys, taking out guys, in my opinion, I'm pretty much wasting that experience, and I don't want to grind. Grinding is something I hate in any type of game, whether it's Pokemon, even a game like Mass Effect. If you're low level, I don't know how you'd end up low level in that, or especially MMOs. Like, I played WoW. I'm into Star Wars, as I said earlier. Grinding, it's just dreadful for me. I can't stand it. You know what? I'm just gonna run. I don't want to fight an electric type. It's just, I can't stand grinding, so I will just take whatever opportunity I can to avoid it, which means I kind of play Pokemon as like sort of zero-sum type thing, and I try to limit my training to 6, 7, maybe 8 Pokemon max throughout the main story. I mean, after I'm done with the league, the champion, the plot, and everything else, like, when I'm training Pokemon for fun, like for Battle Zones, whatever, in the later games, Battle Frontiers, I mean, that doesn't really matter as much, because especially since they have trainer, you can re-battle some trainers, you can go through the Elite Four again. That's fairly easy to grind after that. It's just during the game that I feel like I just need to keep my Pokemon relatively, I don't want to waste the experience points. But now we're back in Pewter City, so we're actually going to go take on our first gym leader of the game. Our first gym leader, for those people who don't know, is Brock. Now, Brock is a rock-type gym leader. His Pokemon they're very defensive walls. If you're using physical attacks like me, you're going to have a tough time. If you're using special attacks, water, grass, those are the special types you're going to have in this game. Why did whoops. My bad, I just went back in the Pokemon Center and I was like, oh, I'm going to the gym. My bad. Now I'm lost in Pewter City. This is pathetic. I've been playing this game for 15 years and I can't even find the friggin' there it is. That was embarrassing. Anyways, as I was saying, I got a little sidetracked there. If you're using special types, I mean, water and grass are pretty much the only two special types you're going to have at this point. But if you were using any other special types, this battle is a piece of cake. This guy makes me laugh because he'll say the same thing to you whether you say yes or no, because he's like, oh, it's free. And I always found that funny for some reason, that he would just be like, even if you're like, no, I don't want to talk to you, he just tells you anyway. So, we're moving Drago out to the front here. I pretty much have a one-trick pony here. If I lose Drago, I'm not going to win the match, because at this point in the game, you can't get revives. And my other two Pokemon, well, Pikachu can't even damage any of his Pokemon, and Pidgey will do maybe 2 HP of damage per hit. So, and they both are weak to the type of the gym. All three of my Pokemon right now are weak to the gym type. So, effectively that means I am really in trouble. But I didn't want to grind, like, Drago up to, like, level 17, 18, evolve and that crap. I mean, that's one option if you're doing what I'm doing. It's just really, really level grind. It will make the rest of the game... Oh, I got lucky there. Metal Claw. I think I mentioned this at some point, but if I didn't, refresher. Metal Claw has a small chance of boosting your attack one stage. Just a little nice boost. A lot of moves in this game do that. They have a chance for a side effects, either boosting a stat of yours or lowering a stat of the opponent's. It just makes the game a little easier. I mean, you get lucky, of course. Unfortunately, I didn't get lucky here, and my problem now is that Sandshrew, while it can ruin my day, oh wow, another attack boost. Too bad I can't continue that for the next battle. While Sandshrew is strong to me, it's not weak to steel, which I'm using. So it just took a little longer for me to wear it down. But Camper Liam is defeated pretty easily. And his line, I skipped it, I'm sorry, it's pretty funny, because he said, when we go to fight him, he's like, you're 10,000 light years away from fighting Brock, because I'm going to beat you, blah, blah. And then when you beat him, he's like, oh, light years is a unit of distance, not time. I always just thought that was funny, because he's like, oh, crap, I'm dumb. Not only is he dumb, you beat him. But anyways, we're going to go back to heal up. I know it's like 6 damage. But as I said earlier, I'm trying to save every cent I can for stuff that I'll be doing later, so I didn't want to use a potion there. I mean, if you're not really being judicious about money, which you don't need to be in these games unless you're trying to do a few specific things that are not required, you don't have to worry about it, and there would have been no problem just using an extra potion there. But that reminds me, I do want to look. Let me just look at my bag quick. Alright, 6 potions, that's plenty. If I need any more than 6 against the first gym leader of the game, that's pathetic, and I should just give up and quit this game. But now, there's Brock. The gym leader, his rock-hard willpower is evident. All rock-hard, true grit, determination. Get used to it. This game, they love making stupid puns. They are not punny at all. It's bad. It's bad, but... I'll admit that some of them are funny, but it's more because they're so bad. Brock's first Pokemon, level 12 Geodude. Pretty straightforward. We're going to be doing what we've been doing the entire time. Using Metal Claw, hoping for a couple attack boosts, hoping that he doesn't do too much damage to us in the process. So, pretty straightforward here. Not much else to say. And there we go, our first attack boost. If I can get another attack boost here, I'd be pretty much golden against his next Pokemon. But if I even with one, that's going to be a big help to me, especially since I will move first. Because a characteristic of rock types is they're all really slow. Pretty much, with a few exceptions, a lot of the typings throughout the game have pretty much similar speed characteristics. Like, most of fire types are really quick. Not necessarily really quick, but they're all pretty fast. Like, Charizard's pretty quick, Infernape's pretty quick, Rapidash, in the name, is fucking fast. and like electric types are always pretty fast. Flying types always pretty quick. But anyways, rock types really slow. So level 14 Onyx, incredible defense, solid, not bad attack, but the rest of its stats are nothing to write home to. So basically, I'm trying to beat it with its best stat, and this is why this battle's going to be tough. Because he has a super effective attack on me that drops my speed. So it's going to be able to go first. And I just missed. So I'm actually going to have to go in and use my first potion here. So we got to hope that Brock doesn't beat me. And that's the thing about Rock Tomb, is it can miss. So I was pretty much praying for that. But that is not what I needed. Critical hits are exactly what I don't need here. So I'm gonna try 23. Okay, I can try one more time. Oh, good. He used to tackle. Yes, that's it. Since Brock is stupid and didn't just spam Rock Tomb on me, that's our first gym leader down. The hero, as is going to be a common theme, Drago the Charmander. Leader Brock is defeated. He took me for granted, which he shouldn't have done. We get our Boulder Badge, our first badge of the game. 1/8 of the way through the badge quest. Spoilers, there's 8 badges. We need to collect all 8. And we get Flash. Well, we don't get Flash. I apologize, I misspoke. We can now use Flash. I know, another spoiler. There's a move called Flash. Useless fucking move. I probably will actually skip it and just blindly grope my way. Grope, I said grope. Through the, wow, I feel like I'm 12 now. Anyways, me being immature. So we get TM39. TMs allow you to teach one move to one Pokemon. This was true all the way through the series until Black and White. And I'm going to sound like an idiot here, but I think it's because you can reuse them. I know you can reuse them, but I'm not sure if it's for all TMs. Because as I've said before, I haven't even played Black and White yet, so I don't know all the details. But anyways, using a TM teaches one move to one Pokemon. Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb does damage and lowers speed, as we saw. So it's a pretty good move if you're, it's not very powerful, but it does have its uses on a slow Pokemon, and you're wanting to even up the playing field a little bit. But so, we've defeated Brock. We have our first badge. So, I'm going to call it an episode here. So next time on Let's Play Pokemon FireRed, we're going to explore the next route of the game, Route 3, and see what kind of trouble we can get into there. So, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.